Not interested. How many times have you heard that? If you're a door knocker, you hear this every day, all the time, multiple times a day. The problem with this is it's not really an objection. Not interested is I'm busy, I don't have time for you. I don't know what you're offering, but I'm not interested in wasting my time or spending time with you. So see it for what it is. It's not really an objection, and the worst move that you could do is start asking them questions, what aren't they interested in? I'm gonna get into this in a second. You've heard this 1,000 times if you've knocked doors. You've heard this 1,000 times if you're dialing on the phone. If you're a door knocker, this especially applies to you because you're going to get this every other door. And if you're in a really hard, difficult, more challenging area, you're going to hear this a lot more than other people will in easier areas, obviously. The not interested is just a reflex. These people are just acting automatically. Here's the thing. When they come to answer the door, they have a pattern. And the pattern is to see somebody, recognize a salesperson, immediately decide, I'm not interested in whatever they have to offer, and say, hey, not interested, and they're going to shut the door. They're waiting for your response. And so the biggest thing when they say they're not interested, you have to interrupt their pattern completely. And so I'm going to kind of go to my story. When I first started knocking doors, it was a 4-month run at knocking doors, had no training, had no sales experience, didn't really know what I was doing. I just had passion, I had fire, and I was really willing to knock 200 doors a day. And when someone said not interested, I just walk away. I had no clue how to overcome it. And then maybe some days I'd have a little bit of audacity and say, why aren't you interested? And they'd say, I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in wasting my time. I'm not interested in whatever you're offering, whatever you're offering. You know, you've heard it before. Not interested. Oh, okay. All right. What aren't you interested in? Here's the thing. When you ask the question, it's going to guide them to answering the question. You just directed their mind. Questions are always going to guide their mind. And so the last thing we want them thinking about is what aren't you interested in? Because then they're going to come up with a plethora of different reasons that they're not interested in you and your product or your service. So I'm going to give you 2 go-tos I use every time somebody throws this out here. So I knock on the door. Hey, not interested. Hey, perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. And they're going to say, okay, yeah. And then here's the thing. When you answer that, then you launch into asking a question. You don't just stand there and see, did they take it? Now what your responsibility is to now ask them a question. Hey, I talked to the neighbor, Martin, down the street. Did he come and talk to you? That immediately interrupts their pattern. Hey, not interested. Not interested. That's exactly why I'm here. Dude, this is super important. I'll be quick. Immediately breaks their pattern. So it's a 2-step process. And not interested is a smokescreen. It's not a true objection. They don't know what they're not interested in. You haven't even told them what you're not interested in. So it's very important. You just answer it. You just kind of brush it off your shoulder, right? It's like the Matrix. Neo from the Matrix, like stuff like this. That's exactly what it's like. So not interested is an objection. That's perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. You're going to answer it like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to immediately ask a question that's going to direct their attention. This is really important. I got to talk to you. I'll be quick. Did the neighbors tell you what was going on? That alone, if you can ask that question like that, immediately it's going to direct their attention. Like, what is he doing here? Like, what neighbors? How important is it? It's going to break all of that pattern that they came to the door with. And you're going to differentiate yourself from every other door salesman that's actually come there, especially the immature ones or the ones that don't have a lot of experience under them. So perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. Or I'll say, you don't have to be interested to qualify. So they say, not interested. You don't have to be interested to qualify. Let me tell you what happened down the street. It's really important. You're going to want to hear. And then I'm going to launch into a story mode with them. So I'm not waiting to see, hey, did they take the not interested and did it work? Like if they said not interested, you don't have to be interested to qualify. After you've disrupted their pattern's going to get back on track. They're like, I don't care. I'm not interested. So it's very important you do a follow-up question immediately after you answer them with one of those 2 objection reframes. Perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. You don't have to be interested to qualify. Let me kind of tell you why this is super important and what happened to the neighbors down the street. That's going to engage them. It's going to get them curious. You want to change them from their state. Their state when they answer the door is going to be irritated. They're irritable. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with their life. Usually sometimes when these people, it's just an automatic response. It's a knee-jerk reaction to any time they see a salesperson at the door. And think of the last time that you told someone you weren't interested. Just think of it. Was it the kiosk guy at the mall? Maybe going somewhere, someone's like, hey, I want to tell you this. You're like, not interested. You're not even giving them the time of day. What was it? Think about your own state. You're like, hey, listen, it's not attractive. You haven't inspired my curiosity. It's because people haven't found the correct way to ask. When I knock on the door and they come to the door, immediately I'm in full control because I'm going to do the things things that I just told you I'm going to do. Not interested. Perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. Your name's Mike Rowe, right? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just talked to the neighbor down the street. He told me to come talk to you immediately. He said he was going to call you. Did he call you? Oh, he didn't? Okay, good. Let me kind of tell you, I'm going to be real quick because I'm really, really busy right now. I'm going to look down at my watch and be like, I'm really, really busy right now. And I'm going to immediately engage his curiosity. I'm immediately going to direct his attention to some sort of a question. The better the question after the rebuttal is, the better the direction the sale will go. So these people, automatic knee-jerk reaction, your response is perfect, that's exactly why I'm here, or you don't have to be interested to qualify, and then you launch into exactly what you're there to do. But the first thing after you answer that, you're going to ask them a question and guide their attention. The better the question, the better the direction of the sale. The more curiosity that you can create in doing so is the more engaged and the more they're going to listen to you, so that at the end they can make a decision whether or not they're interested or not. Very few times are people telling me they're not interested, because any single objection they give me after they say not interested, which isn't an objection we established, I'm going to overcome those. But during that process and during the time that they're listening, the best state that you want them to be in is curiosity. You want them wanting to know more information. You want them knowing what you're about. And it's all about the way that you answer that. And so, once again, not interested. Perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. Your name's Mike, right? Okay, perfect. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to be out of here. This is really important. So this is the framework. I'm going to give it to you one more time in case you didn't catch it the 5 or 6 times I've given it to you. They say not interested. You say 1 or 2 responses. Perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. Or you don't have to be interested to qualify. At that step, then you're going to ask them an engaging, curious question that's going to get their mind off of thinking that they're not interested to thinking about your product or your service, or at least interrupt their pattern. At that point, then you'll be able to tell whether or not you've engaged their curiosity. We become good enough to earn the time on the doors. If everybody says they're not interested and you just walk away, you might get lucky and make a deal, but you're not going to be making these easy layups when you overcome these automatic reactions from customers. Not interested is never going to be an objection. You have to dig a little bit deeper, and they have to know exactly what you're talking about. Hey, if you like this video, and if you like all of my videos, I have an entire hypnotic sales training series, and it's going to be down here in the link. I would love for you to join me and follow me and be able to learn these skills and these tips and tricks so that you could close more deals and you could effectively communicate better. This doesn't just go for the context of customers. This also goes for your spouses. This goes for your kids. This goes for your relationships. This goes for any sort of communication that you can do. This can apply to. Just think about it. Not interested. Perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. You're trying to go out with a girl. I'm not interested. Perfect. That's exactly why I'm here. Hey, did you see this last week? No. So immediately you're going to engage your curiosity. Try it out. And here's the other thing. Don't just consume these videos passively. Go out there and aggressively apply the tactics that you learn here so that you can have a new results. If you keep on doing what you always done, you keep on getting what you always got. So, love you guys, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.